with our Tom Fitzgerald the day after Election Day. How'd you recover?
I still haven't slept.
You still haven't slept? Okay, well, we're still working on that.
I think that's the most time you and I have spent together
in a very long time, right? A lot of questions about what's next for Virginia Governor Glenn Youngkin. There had been speculation of this this red mirage, if you will, that didn't really shake out for him.
Well, it was a mirage. It disappeared.
Well, true. I'm sorry, a blue mirage. It did not really work out for Glenn Youngkin. He did not get everything that he wanted.
Yeah, we've been talking about this, you know, almost since the day Glenn Youngkin got elected 2 years ago. There's been this speculation, you know, this is a young Republican, new to the scene. Could he wind up being a Republican presidential candidate? And, you know, the prevailing theory this year was, look, there's a big general election in Virginia. If Youngkin goes out there and campaigns hard, comes up with this restriction of 15 weeks for an abortion in Virginia like he'd said he would pass if he were able to get total control of the General Assembly, then he might be able to take that and say, hey, national Republicans, look at me now. I not only led Republicans to victory in a purple state, but maybe you might want to think about me as a presidential candidate.
Yeah, the calculus didn't really work out for him. No. He did put a lot of effort into Loudoun County, where he really was able to flip there a little bit to his advantage.
Look, most governors don't get their hands as dirty on General Assembly elections as Glenn Youngkin did. Glenn Youngkin dove into this thing. You know, remember, it wasn't just going around, you know, shaking hands with candidates and, you know, going to rallies. He launched an effort to get people to early vote in the Republican Party, which is a stiff climb, as we know, because the Republicans tend to be naturally suspicious of early voting.
They go on Election Day, right?
Yeah, and also the fact that he raised a lot of money for Republican candidates, $7 million in just the last 3 months. This was a powerhouse fundraising move, but again, remember the politics here. You know, leading with that abortion issue, it activated a lot of the Democrats in the state. You know, it's the old adage, people tend to vote angry.
Well, and we've seen this play out in Ohio. We saw it play out in Kentucky, and it kind of gives us a little bit of a vision of where 2024 may lead us. Kentucky actually having been the predictor of the presidency for the last 5 cycles, I believe, and it went blue yesterday. Yeah, so there's a lot to unpack there. You spoke to Governor Glenn Youngkin, obviously a one-term situation in Virginia. What's he looking to now? Like, what's next for him? If he's not going to launch into the national campaign, what's he got to do? Is the RNC going to pull him and try and get him to fundraise? Like, what's next?
He's got to be a fundraiser, because one thing Glenn Youngkin's proved is he can raise a whole lot of money. Yeah. And politicians love money. It's the air they breathe in. So Glenn Youngkin's really good at that. Glenn Youngkin's not going anywhere as far as being a fundraiser. What's his next step? If he said once, Marina, he said 5 times today, I'm not going anywhere. He pledged to work with, you know, the incoming Democratic leadership. They still haven't picked out who that is. It looks right now like Don Young is in line to be the first African-American Speaker of the House of the General Assembly, and that's historically significant, you know, in a place like Virginia, which at one time was the capital of the Confederacy. So history is going to be made probably
in Richmond
in January. But listen, maybe 2024 is not his year. He's a young man. He's 56. Some of us still think 56 is young.
Oh, absolutely. When you've got presidents that are riding in octogenarians, I think that's very young.
Look at the age of the leading candidates right now. So, you know, it's not out of the question.
But I wonder if he has to make a calculus here. If he rides the MAGA Trump horse, which seems to be where the nomination is going to go, or do you split it and go a little bit more DeSantis or whoever else leads the poll, whether that be Nikki Haley, et cetera, and then potentially burn himself?
It's been interesting to watch him, because while his credentials are extremely conservative, solidly, Glenn Youngkin has made an effort over the last 2 years to kind of, to quote George H.W. Bush, a kindler, gentler face on a lot of these issues. It didn't work in Virginia, and maybe that's something that also has to go into the calculus. How do you talk about these things and still attract independent votes? Because that's where this whole game is played.
Look at RFK Jr. He's pulling a lot of votes.
If you don't get those independents, you ain't going anywhere.
No, this is going to be a very interesting national race. And again, we looked at yesterday to kind of give us a sense of where things could shake out. And on the issues, we saw where things went. Tom Fitzgerald for us. Hopefully you get a nap in at some point.
Absolutely
and,
not.
No, we'll see you next election. That'll be the next time I see you. All right, Fitz, good to see you tonight.